The Inappropriate Children's Guide to Deities, Demigods, and Demons. Deities, demigods, and demons. A definition. How do deities and demigods differ? A deity is a god or a goddess who is thought of as holy or divine. A deity may or not be supernatural, although supernatural deities are more common and more fun. A demigod is a post or transhuman god. You can become a demigod after you die with the help of other deities. You may be a demigod right off the bat if you're born to one or more parents who are deities. You may slip to demigod status if you're a deity who's relegated to the minor leagues because mortals have stopped singing songs of your triumphs. Demons are also supernatural beings. Demons may be fallen angels, possessed humans, or human corpses, or some nebulous spirit that's gone bad. Gaia is a Greek primordial deity. She is the mother goddess, having given birth to the earth and universe, as well as the Olympians and other giant gods. In modern times, she's come to represent the enclosed, connected ecosystem of the planet. If you injure the planet, you injure Gaia. The trouble is, she doesn't give a shit. Wipe out 100,000 species and life springs up between the cracks and crevices, even more beautifully weird than before. Frack the stones out of a peaceful valley. Whatever. She'll just fold the tectonic plate, thrust up a new mountain, and turn a verdant sea into a spiny desert. Does she shed a tear when a baby panda chokes to death in a bamboo shoot? Hell no. She's content to watch every creature on earth attempt to eat its neighbour alive. Even herbivores eat meat when they have the chance. So break out the DDT, saccharin, and surplus nuclear arsenal. The flatworms, amoeba, and nematodes will have a feast on your bones soon enough. Kali is a Hindu goddess of time, creation, and destruction. Mainly destruction. She loves destroying armies and cutting people's heads off. During a heated battle with evil forces, she was born out of the goddess Durga, mother of the universe, see Gaia. Top god Lord Shiva had to step in and stop her from killing everyone willy-nilly. Despite this, she's often considered the divine mother. And you thought your mother was difficult. Kali is generally portrayed with her tongue stuck out, which means, in a lovingly disapproving way, that you're wasting your time with your silly art project, garbage band, or poetry slam. Jesus Christ, aka Jesus of Nazareth, is a central figure of Christianity and is considered the Son of the Creator God and one manifestation of the Holy Trinity. Jesus falls into that awkward cultural milieu where many consider him an historical person who literally experienced the events of the Bible's New Testament, while many others consider him a metaphorical construct with little, if any, historical reality. Either way, he's cool with it. He was crucified on a cross, entombed, and rose 3 days later. Not an easy way to die for your sins. What you do with that is up to you. It's your free will, and that's what all the fuss is about. Lilith was, in Jewish tradition, Adam's first wife, way before Eve. Truly unequal, she was created at the same time as Adam, and not from some spare part like a rib. She split, however, when Adam requested that she be more subservient. As the world's first feminist, she's often portrayed as a demon that hangs out with snakes and has ugly bird feet. Probably a lesson in there somewhere. Venus is the Roman goddess of love, beauty, prosperity, and desire. Don't bother reading any further. She won't talk to you. Achilles is a Greek personification of eternal night and the darkness before creation. She is often used to represent misery and sadness, and may be pictured as dishevelled and pale with swollen knees. She is no fun at parties. If you're lucky, she'll wash your car windows for $1. Eris is a Greek god of strife and discord. So unpleasant was she that she was snubbed at the wedding of Peleus and Thetis, future parents of Achilles. As revenge, she tossed a golden apple into the wedding party with the inscription, "To the fairest one." This promptly led to a fight amongst the bridesmaids, each of whom thought they were the most beautiful and sophisticated. Top god Zeus demanded a judgment of Paris' beauty pageant, where Paris, Prince of Troy, awarded the apple to Aphrodite. and doomed his city to destruction. No-win situation there. The moral of the story is, if you're immortal, you're pretty much fucked. Letitia is the Roman goddess of happiness and joy. Not much is known about her. People don't see her around as much as they should. Medusa was, flat out, a Greek monster or gorgon. Terrible as she was somebody's daughter. Poor, poor parents. Then again, her parents were a 100-headed dragon and a half-woman, half-snake, so they should have seen that coming. Technically, she was not a demigod, but was mortal. She certainly was demon-like. As most of you know, she dug turning people into stone. You'd be angry too if your hair was replaced by a slithering mass of snakes. She's sometimes used to represent nihilistic ideals, such as, everything sucks and then you die. At least she got some quick relief when Perseus cut her head off. After all, we can't all be born beautiful. Strigoi are in Romanian folklore, Romanian, not Roman, poltergeists that can take animal form or simply stay invisible in an attempt to suck your blood. Strigoi more are even worse, whereby demonic spirits take over a corpse and claw their way out of a grave. Despite the depictions in popular culture, blood-sucking undead are really never that sexy. Undead supermodels are rare. You're more likely to get a naked, rotting fat guy with swamp gas flatulence going after your neck. The wood nymph, also known as a tree nymph or hamadryad in Greek, is a spirit that lives in a particular tree. It's not clear whether a tree nymph is a spirit bonded to a tree, is the plant spirit of the tree itself, or is a type of dryad, which is a minor goddess specialising in forest conservation. Regardless, when you cut down a tree without appeasing the nymph, you kill the nymph. Unless lumberjacks have been making ritualistic sacrifices, modern man has propagated a supernatural genocide of epic proportions. Thank Durga you're reading this as an e-book. However, think heavily before unspooling the next roll of toilet paper. Santa Muerte translates to Holy Death. Nuestra Señora de la Santa Muerte has her own Catholic spin-off cult. Although scary as an ornately adorned skeleton, she helps the dead safely cross over to the afterlife. She likes shrines and will occasionally grant wishes to the poor and needy. Santa Muerte is less of a bummer than the Grim Reaper, who is also a personification of death. The Grim Reaper comes from the medieval English folklore. Many people have tried to trick, defeat and bribe the Reaper with no success. Of the two, I take my chances with Santa Muerte. At least she doesn't carry a large rusty cutting implement. Kitsune. Not all demigods and deities are Greek, Roman, Christian or Hindu. Many other cultures have a rich pantheon of suprahuman beings. For example, kitsune is a Japanese word for fox. Folkloric stories from Japan depict foxes as magical beings, which are able to possess human bodies and shape-shift into human form. Although considered wise, kitsune are notorious tricksters, and will seduce farmers' wives and young bachelors, steal food, humiliate the boastful, and seek revenge on those they just don't like. Sure, they look cute, but have you ever seen a fox rip into a carcass? Okay, they are pretty cute, even when covered in blood, viscera and offal. Damn you, Gaia. Oh dear, I apologise for my pronunciation of this. Mbaba, or Mbaba Mwana Maresa to be formal, is a South African Zulu goddess of fertility, rain and beer. She lives in a rainbow house in the sky with her true love. Pretty neat. The end. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and hit the wee bell notification. And thank you to all my wonderful subscribers and patrons. See you next week. Bye bye.